Anna had worked at Daisy's diner for 5 years, her hands now expertly balancing plates and refilling mugs without a second thought. She knew every regular by name, not just their orders, but their stories. Old Mr. Hawkins, with his eggs over medium and a sprinkle of paprika. Ellen from the craft store, needing her coffee black and bold on Mondays. And the Carter twins, who always split a slice of peach pie after school. The diner was simple checkered floors, red vinyl booths, a counter with swivel stools, but the soft glow of the lights and the constant aroma of fresh coffee and homemade pies made it special. Life had grown harder for Anna in recent months. Her mother's medical bills kept coming, each one larger than the last. Her younger brother, Noah, a bright but hesitant teen, needed guidance with college applications and a push to trust in his potential. Despite picking up every extra shift, working doubles until her feet ached and her back screamed, Anna couldn't get ahead financially. Still, every morning, she'd splash cold water on her tired face, pin her name tag to her uniform, and tie her apron with determination. Kindness costs nothing, she'd tell her reflection, practicing her smile until it felt natural. On that quiet Tuesday afternoon, the lunch rush had slowed to a lull, and rain pattered against the windows, creating a cozy vibe inside. The bell above the door chimed, and a man entered, bringing a gust of cold air and the scent of rain. He was older, perhaps in his 60s, shoulders hunched against the weather, eyes heavy with weariness. His coat, once fine but now frayed at the cuffs and worn thin, hung loosely. His damp, cracked shoes squeaked as he shuffled to the counter, keeping his gaze low, as if trying to fade away. "Coffee?" Anna asked gently, already reaching for a clean mug, her smile warm and free of judgment. The man nodded, grateful, and fumbled with a worn leather wallet. His weathered hands trembled as he counted out a few coins, then looked up, quietly ashamed. It wasn't enough for even a small cup. From across the room, Mr. Wheeler, the diner's manager, a man more obsessed with profit than P.O. squinted suspiciously. "If he can't pay, he can't stay," he muttered, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Anna hesitated for a moment, then decided. She poured a steaming cup of fresh coffee and slid it to the man with a small creamer. "On me today," she whispered, winking like they shared a secret. "It's cold out there." The man's eyes widened first with surprise, then with a profound gratitude that went beyond the coffee. He wrapped his hands around the warm mug like it was a treasure, soaking in the heat. "Thank you," he murmured, voice hoarse, as if enused to kindness. "You don't know what this means." When the man left, pausing at the door to nod his thanks with a sincerity that struck Anna deeply, Mr. Wheeler pounced. He marched over, face flushed with anger. "What do you think you're doing?" he snapped, loud enough to startle nearby customers. "You can't give food away. That's stealing from my diner." Anna stood her ground, meeting his glare with calm dignity. "It was just coffee, Mr. Wheeler," she said, voice steady despite her racing heart. He was cold and needed something warm. "Sometimes people need a little kindness." "That's not your call," he barked, pointing at her. "You're fired. Clear your locker and don't come back." The diner went silent. Forks stilled, conversation stopped, and the cooks peered from the kitchen, stunned. Regulars watched, dismayed, having seen Anna's countless small kindnesses over the years. Panic surged in Anna. How would she help her family now? But she didn't show it. She slowly untied her apron, folded it neatly, and placed it on the counter with care. She met Mr. Wheeler's eyes and spoke softly but firmly. "I hope one day you realize kindness is worth more than a few dollars. It's what makes us human." With that, she gathered her belongings, nodded to her shocked co-workers, and walked into the rain, head high, though her heart was heavy with worry. The next morning was clear and bright. The rain washed away. Around 10 a.m., Daisy's diner froze mid-bite and mid-sentence as a sleek black car with tinted windows pulled up out front. The door opened, and to everyone's shock, out stepped the man from yesterday, completely transformed. Gone were the tattered coat and defeated posture. He wore a tailored gray suit, a crisp blue tie, and polished shoes that gleamed in the sunlight. His hair was neatly combed, face clean-shaven, and he carried himself with the quiet authority of someone used to leading. Mr. Wheeler stood behind the counter, coffee pot dangling, mouth open as he realized who this was, William Prescott, founder and CEO of Horizon Dining Group, which owned Daisy's Diner and dozens of restaurants across the state. He'd come in disguise, posing as a man down on his luck, to see how his businesses treated all customers, not just those with cash. William strode through the diner, nodding politely to stunned patrons, and stopped in front of Mr. Wheeler. "Where's Anna?" he asked, his voice calm but commanding. When they found Anna at her small apartment later that morning, still in pajamas and scouring job listings online, she could hardly believe her eyes. In her cramped living room stood William Prescott, his assistant, and 3 regulars who'd insisted on coming to support her. "Anna," William began, his eyes kind but serious. "What you did yesterday, that simple act of kindness, reminded me why I started this business. It was never about money. It was about creating places where people feel welcomed, valued." He offered her not just her job back, but a promotion to manage the entire diner. And more. His company would cover her mother's medical bills through their employee aid program and set up a scholarship fund for Noah. "You didn't just serve coffee yesterday," William said, his voice warm with respect. "You served humanity at its best. You reminded us what matters." Anna, overwhelmed, could barely speak through tears. "Thank you," she whispered, thinking of her mother and Noah and how this would change their lives. William shook his head. "No, thank you for showing me what real service looks like. In a world that's often cold and transactional, you chose warmth and connection. That's the heart of hospitality." The story of Anna's kindness and its extraordinary outcome spread quickly through the town and beyond. Daisy's Diner became more than a place to eat. It became a symbol of how compassion can transform lives. Customers started a pay-it-forward system, leaving extra cash to cover meals for those in need. Anna, now managing with heart and wisdom, ensured no one who walked through those doors felt unwelcome, no matter what they could pay. Anna's single cup of coffee, given from a place of genuine care, didn't just transform her life, it sent ripples that touched countless others. It reminded everyone who heard the story that the smallest acts can have the biggest impact, and kindness, no matter how small, always finds its way back into the world. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments where you're watching from.